Guys, welcome back to the Book and Beverage Review, where today we will be reviewing The Cannastar Factor by Stephen Steele, and we will be reviewing this Ding Dong's Iced Latte. I've had one of these before, but we're going to try it again, and I'm going to see how I rate it. So without further ado, let's sip some coffee and get into a story. So my first impression of this book is I was a little confused. And one of the reasons why is because there is a plant which can cure cancer, it can cure all sorts of illnesses, and it basically puts the immune system into overdrive, which is a really cool premise. But one of the things that confused me was that the head scientist, head researcher on it, he only had one copy of research papers, which I found to be a little strange considering it's such a big discovery, and that's part of the reason why some of them are running around. But I guess it made sense a little bit later on because there was an element of that researcher backing up his work, not necessarily with more paper, but with something to help his friends out in the case of his going missing. That being said, that little thing I thought was a plot hole turned out, to be okay. So the characters that are introduced, we have Alex Farmer and we have Sid. And Sid's an interesting character. She's a very strong female, and the way she even shows up in the beginning of the novel is really interesting. Something about this author is he has a really good talent to leave the end of the chapter. Before the chapter ends, he gives a very interesting twist, and that was something I really appreciated, considering a lot of people will read a chapter and then probably go to bed or put the book down for later, so it gives them something to think about. So yeah, I really enjoyed the different sorts of characters that were in here. It reminded me much of a Patterson novel, except way less annoying. I find Patterson to be kind of annoying, but he's kind of a big deal in like the book world, and honestly I think Stephen writes better than Patterson, just because I don't like the way Patterson writes, and I really enjoyed this novel. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun to see how they're trying to fight against Big Pharma to bring this out to the public, to show them what they're doing, all while running around Montana for the most part of the novel. And Montana's very beautiful. It was a sort of like they're in the snow and they have horses, so the visuals were super appealing to me. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I usually do this first, but I didn't. This is a lot better than the first time I tried it. The first time I tried it, I remember thinking it tastes just like the flavored coffee from Starbucks, but this is actually way better. I don't know if it tastes like Ding Dongs. It actually has almost like a it tastes almost like the milk of Fruity Pebbles with some chocolate in there. I know that sounds crazy, but it's still really tasty and really interesting. Ding Dong Iced Latte. I'm a Ding Dong Iced Latte. As for my final thoughts, I think that this is one to pick up. I think it's a great read, especially if you're just a casual reader who likes interesting sort of mystery thriller with a bit of romance in there. This was a very fun story and a lot of strong, interesting characters. I mentioned it on my Instagram that my favorite part of it was the love story between Otis and Eloise. Otis is a funeral home owner and Eloise is a more of a heavy-set goth woman. So yeah, it was kind of fun. So yeah, my review for this book is I give this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. A special thank you to Stephen Steele for reaching out and allowing me to review it, because this was one that I'd gladly pay $20 for to read, or any price, because it's just as good, if not better, than a lot of stuff you'll find on the shelf at any Target or grocery store, that sort of thing. It's a novel that had bestseller written all over it, and I'm surprised a lot more people haven't heard of Stephen Steele, because it's it's just as good, if not better, than a Patterson, Macomber, Daniel Steele, any of those popular novelists. It's kind of a way more interesting twist to the end of his chapters. So, and I found his humor very refreshing. So yeah, pick this one up. As for this, I'll give it 4 stars as well. The first time I tried it, I did not like it as much, but now that I tried in this setting, I actually think that this was very good, and it's something you guys should pick up as well. So yeah, it's kind of a 4-star video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I look forward to sipping a beverage and getting into a new story soon. Take care.